Hi everybody, Hub Archer here for Pro Football Weekly, and we've got this week's edition of the Fantasy Ticker. For that, we welcome in our fantasy football expert and senior editor, Mike Wilkening. And Wilkie, let's start at quarterback and see if we can find somebody whose stock has been rising steadily.
Chad Henne of the Jacksonville Jaguars has really stepped up when given an opportunity to play in these last 2 weeks. 615 passing yards, 6 TD passes. He's a must-claim in bigger leagues, 2 quarterback formats particularly. I wouldn't be against starting him at Buffalo on Sunday. I think it's a good matchup for him. And it's amazing how the fortunes of guys change late in the season, and Henne's a guy that might make a difference for some fantasy teams down the stretch.
Well, when you talk about guys' fortunes changing, Knowshon Moreno was all but buried underneath the bench in Denver. Unfortunately, an injury to Willis McGahee, and now Moreno, pretty good game last week.
Right, he comes out of nowhere. He comes off the inactive list, basically out of sight, out of mind in Denver, and he becomes the featured back with Willis McGahee. 20 carries last week, 4 pass catches as well. This is a guy that played most of the snaps. Ronnie Hillman, who was all their age, a guy that we recommended. It looked like he would have a bigger role. Just 3 carries, sparingly played. It looks like they're going to go with the more experienced Knowshon Moreno if he's available, and I know that some owners were hopefully able to pick him up on Sunday, but if you're able to get him now, pick him up certainly.
Well, until last week, Bengals wide receiver MOHAMED SANU was probably better known for a prank that was played on him on draft day than anything he's done in the NFL.
Right, and also he had the week 3 touchdown pass, the first play against Washington. He's had a very unique sort of first year in the league. Well, there's kind of a happy ending to this story that's occurring for MOHAMED SANU. He has 4 TD catches in the last 3 weeks, and this is a Cincinnati offense, Hub, that I don't think people realize from an offensive touchdowns perspective, 32 scores. That's as many as the Denver Broncos led by Peyton Manning. Andy Dalton's had a very nice season. They're running the ball well. MOHAMED SANU is a guy in bigger leagues particularly. Take a look at him.
You know, interesting year for tight ends. The big guys, Jimmy Graham, Rob Gronkowski, Jason Witten, they're still the big guys, but injuries have taken their toll. They're not piling up the numbers the way they have in recent weeks, and a good tight end can be hard to find.
And the problems you describe, Hub, gets people onto the waiver wire, and maybe Jacob TAMME is there, still available in about 2/3 of leagues. Had a nice game in week 12. 4 catches, a touchdown catch, 7 targets. Look, the Buccaneers defense is not particularly good, and if you're on the waiver wire looking for a tight end right now, you're looking for matchups, and this is a good one for Jacob TAMME in this all-important week 13.
All right, so now as I ask you for a defense, it won't be the Bucs, but if you got a defense out there that somebody can pick up on.
The Dallas Cowboys are very interesting, and again, it's matchup. Look, the Philadelphia Eagles are banged up on offense, and they're turnover prone. It's a combination that makes the Dallas Cowboys very attractive. A Sunday night game. This could be a game that's very important in terms of determining playoff positioning in fantasy leagues across the world, frankly. So have that Dallas defense in the lineup if you can.
Well, thank you, Mike. That is this week's edition of the Fantasy Ticker. For all the best in news, notes, and analysis, everything you want to know about the National Football League, stay with ProFootballWeekly.com.